Welcome everyone. This is the fourth video of Supplementary 1. God sees the truth but waits, written by Leo Tolstoy from Unit 1, 12th English. The last class we stopped here. That's mean part 3. Akshina was sent to the prison in Siberia and he spent almost 26 long years. Meanwhile, every Sunday church and also in the prayer. And everyone respected him highly because he was very honest and innocent in the prison. So all the prisoners called him grandfather and the saint. And also he was a spokesman in the prison. But last 26 he didn't know anything about his family. He didn't know whether they were alive or not. Then come to the next paragraph. One day, a fresh gang of convicts came to the prison. In the evening, the old prisoners collected round the new ones and asked them what towns or village they came from, and they were sentenced for. Among the rest, Akshino sat down near the newcomers, and he listened with downcast ear to what was said. One of the new convicts, a tall, strong man of 60, with a closely cropped grey beard, was telling the others what he had been arrested for. One day, a new group of convicts were brought to the prison. On that evening, all the new and old convicts joined together and they disclosed their crimes which they committed. But Akshina was silent and heard their chatting. He was simply sitting and watching their chatting and also listening. One of the new convicts was very strong and tall. He was around 60 years old man with a grey beard. So he shared his crime with others. Well, friends, he said, I only took a horse that was tied to a sledge, and I was arrested and accused of stealing. I said, I had only taken to it to get home quicker, and had then let it go. Besides, the driver was a personal friend of mine, so I said, it's all right. No, said they. They referred to the policeman. You stole it. But how or where I stole it, they could not say. I once really did something wrong, and ought by rights to have come here long ago, but that time I was not found out. Now I have been sent here for nothing at all. Ah, but it's lies I am telling you. I have been to Siberia before, but I did not stay long. It's nothing but, so once he was returning to his house, he wanted to go home quicker. So he just took a horse from its sledge. So though he told the policeman that the sledge was one of his close friends, so they accused him for stealing of a horse, so that he was arrested and punished. And also he said that once he involved in a big crime, but he was not arrested that time. For nothing, just he was arrested and sent to the prison. Then, where are you from? Asked someone. Then one of the convicts, the old convicts, asked the man, so where he was from. From Vladimir, my family are of that town. My name is Makar, and they also call me Simonik. The man replied that he was from Vladimir. So he was called Makar or Simonik. Akshina raised his head and said, tell me, Simonik, do you know anything of the merchants Akishno of Vladimir? Are they still alive? Suddenly, after hearing that Makar from Vladimir, Akshino raised his head and asked Makar so whether he knew anything about his family in Vladimir. And Akshino wanted to know about their family, whether they were alive or not. Just he was very eager to know whether the children and his wife were alive or not. Know them? Of course, I do. The Akshinos are rich, though their father is in Siberia, a sinner like ourselves. It seems, as for you, granted, how did you come here? Then Makar admitted that he knew everything about the Akishnu's family. Then he said the Akishnu's family were rich in Vladimir and added that their father was sent to prison in Siberia like the sinners. And Makar asked Akshino, so how he had come that? Then because he wanted to know so how the old man entered the prison. Akshino did not like to speak of misfortune. He only sighed and said, for my sins I have been in prison these 26 years. Sakshini really did not want to speak anything to the person. In a wretched way, he admitted that he was there for his sin for 20 long years. What sin? Asked Mokka Simonic. The Simonic wanted to know the sin of Akshino. But Akshino only said, well, I must have deserved it. He would have said no more, but his companion told the newcomers how Akshino came to be in Siberia, how someone had killed a merchant and had put the knife among the Akshino's things, and Akshino had been unjustly condemned. But one of his companions in the prison revealed how Akshino was arrested and punished for not committing the crime. In detail, he told that someone had killed the fellow merchant of Akshino and had the knife in the back of Akshino. He was wrongly arrested and sent to the prison. When Makasimon heard this, he looked at Akshino, slapped his own knee, and exclaimed, well, this is wonderful, really wonderful. But how old you have grown, granddad? When Maka heard Akshino's story, became surprised and slapped on his own knee. And uttered that he is so old and become a granddad. The others asked him why he was so surprised and where he had seen Akshino before, but Makasimonic did not reply. He only said, it's a wonderful that we should meet here, lads. These words made Akshino wonder whether this man knew who had killed the merchant. So he said, the Pagas now, Simonic, you have heard of that affair, or maybe you have seen me before. So hearing the speech of Makar, Akshino doubted that he would have known the murderer. Or so he should have heard about the murderer, or he should have seen him before. And Akshino asked Simonic to tell him what he had. Perhaps you heard who killed the merchant, asked Akshino. So Akshino was very confident that he doubted that the Simonic was the real murderer, so he asked him who had killed the merchant. Makasimonik laughed and replied, it must have been him in whose bag the knife was found. If someone else had the knife there, he is not a thief till he is caught. As the saying is, how could anyone put a knife into your bag while it was under your head? It would surely have woke you up. Action doubted that he would have known the murderer. So when Action asked Simonic, the mocker laughed and simply put that it would ought to be the man whose bag the knife was found. The mocker added that nobody could have placed it in his bag which was under his head. If it was so, it ought to have woken him up. As soon as Action heard these words, he assured that it was he who killed the merchant. When Action heard these words, he felt sure this was the man who had killed the merchant. He rose and went away. All that night Action lay awake. He felt terribly unhappy. All sorts of images rose in his mind. There was the image of his wife as she was when he parted from her to go to the fair. He saw her as if she were present. Her face and her eyes rose before him. He heard her speak and laugh. Then she saw his children, the quite little, as they were at the time, so one with a little cloak on, so another at his mother's breast. And then he remembered himself as he used to be young and merry. He remembered how He sat playing the guitar in the porch of the inn where he was arrested. And how free from care and he had been. He saw in his mind the place where he was flogged, the executioner, and the people standing around, the chains, the convicts, all the 26 years of the prison life, and his premature old age. The place, and he had a sleepless night. All sorts of images started circling in his mind. His wife, his children, how he spent his early years, so how he was arrested and flagged in the prison, the midst of the convicts behind the bars, all the 26 long years in the prison life, so all made him a wretched one, and he decided to kill himself with the anguished mind. So here the wretched means dejected, this means totally depressed. Then, and it's all that villain's doing, thought Akshino. And his anger was so great against Makasimonik that he longed for vengeance. Even if he himself should perish for it, he kept repeating the praise all night but could not know peace. So during the day, he did not go near Makasimonik nor even look at him. And it's all that villain's doing. Then he thought every bad thing done was done by that villain. Villain refers to here Simonik. So, and he developed great anger against him and also he took a vengeance. What the meaning of vengeance means? Revenge, to kill him. He never worried about his life to be perish. Perish means die. He kept repeating prayer all night because of anguished mind. He used to pray all the night, but he could not bring peace in his mind. So during the day, he did not go near Makar nor even look at him. He did not want to speak or did nothing but the 14th night, 2 weeks. He spent like that the 14 days, 14 night. Akshina could not sleep at night and was so miserable that he did not know what to do. He became so sad and worried because he did not know so what to do because he knew the real culprit but could not do anything to him.